lot of these questions and all these different positions. We've got a big squad of players that we know that can come in, and maybe the wins aren't impressive, like you said, but they know how to win. They know how to get the win. So I don't know what more we can want. Was there any other incidents from the series that caught your eye? Or
we may give him a tough time, and yes, we have the blue on, but I thought Murray in the South Africa game followed the game plan, and then the call we were all making, and it's easy from the couch, that snipe from the back. Because of the rush defense, there looked to be a gap there. He instigated that and went for that and showed the way forward for Gibson Park, who obviously is a different player. Casey is a different player. But if you look, as you say, you look at the problems, we were always worried at 9, always worried at 10. Murray has stepped up. Gibson Park, Casey, as soon as he touches the ball, because obviously Gibson Park had no ball time up to that point, which is amazing to see what he did. But Casey increasing that speed, he can pass off both wings now. He is confusing the opposition. They don't know which way he's going to go. But I think the three of them in each position, we've got at least three in the engine room. We've got three who are pushing each other, which is massive. So, Murray wants to start. He's got the central contract, separate conversation. But the other two lads are stepping up and pushing him. And you saw what he did early in the South Africa game. I was good for him. His 100th cap. He's starting to come back into form. I think he's being pushed hard and kind of saying, look, pull up or shut up, Conor. History means nothing without moving forward. And he started doing that. So it's great to see. And then the other two lads at 10 with Frawley as well. Now, maybe, injury is a problem, but I do feel we have 1, 2, and 3 now in place. With Ross starting this weekend, he's going to add more credit into the bank. I think those were the positions that we were worried about. And we can see through November, as you say, the worries are being answered, which is magic. We just need to get more minutes into their boots going forward.
Absolutely. And did anything else catch your eye over the series, or any? There was a couple of controversial incidents, as always there is throughout any test window. Anything catch your eye in particular?
100%. Like we've got obviously in the Australia game we had two massive head injuries. Obviously the number 2, whose name has escaped me right now for Australia. Took a big bang, wobbled, and went off, fell his HIA, and that was great. Great is the wrong word. He was taking care of. They dealt with
it right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Thank God you're here. And then we get into Nick White, which I feel that because we're in the social media age, everyone's taking aim at Matt Williams as opposed to like Matt Williams' opinion. Okay, I felt it was dealt with live on air, which was great. I really feel the guys spoke to him in a clear way, in that his thinking was incorrect, and that's fine. Everyone is still going at him. His opinion didn't put Nick White back on the pitch. His thoughts and how he said he was surprised he came back on the pitch, and has further said he shouldn't have come back on the pitch. All he said was trust the science, which if I break my leg, I don't go on YouTube for a tutorial. I trust the doctor. So, you know what I mean? That's what he was saying. And I feel he's been unfairly vilified for that thing, because I feel the doctors let the players down. I think that if he passes a HIA, the Aussie doctor sat there in front of him and saw Nick White wobble twice. The ref made the comment. So even if he passes the HIA, and I know it's rugby, and I know we want the best players on the pitch, the Aussie doctor can say, don't let him back on the pitch. The referee can say, I saw him wobble. I don't want him in any danger. Any other contact sport. So you look at MMA, the best referees don't wait for the fighter to hit the deck. They are looking for signs, and a wobble is a sign. So recently there was a big middleweight fight in the UFC where the champ was beaten, lost his belt, but he didn't hit the deck. He wasn't knocked out, but he was not intelligently able to defend himself. And that's where Nick White was. I'm sure, and as you can see, he was able to continue, but then he was stood down the next day. What should have happened there is the referee said, look, I'm not comfortable. He stays off the pitch. The referee is the boss. Doesn't matter if the independent official or whatever says he's okay. The Aussie doctor should have said, I'm not letting him, my conscience won't let him back on the pitch. But that's what we should be concentrating on, not Matt Williams' opinion. Whether you like him or not, and that's a separate issue, I feel that the doctors should have made a call. They went by the black and white of a piece of paper. that obviously needs a bit of evolution to it. Even though it says if a player loses balance, take him off. They felt there was something there that he was okay to play on. But I think the doctors let the player down, and he's been stood down. And the worry is now there was 2 big head collisions or head knocks for within 90 seconds. And that's the danger, because in years gone by, that could have happened and he would have played on. It's player safety, and it's up to, we can't pass the buck. We've got to take care of the players. That was just my thought on it. I've been rambling a bit, but the reaction to it has been off center.
I know what you mean, because like you said, the lads in the studio dealt with it straight away. I mean, just the overall thing about this is that like 99.9% of all medical evaluations with your doctor are private. You don't see what's going on. There's the doctor, the patient, nobody sees it. Just by its nature, though, this is a major exception. The whole freaking world can see what's going on, and they can see what the doctor sees. And when he's wobbling like that, what's important about this is it's not just what's happening on the pitch. It's not just what's happening to Nick White. It's what's happening. It's what everyone's seeing, and what everyone is seeing the call. Because when you've got your matches on a weekend on a pitch up in the park, it's not a doctor there. There's no doctor there making the call. It's a referee, or it's a coach, or sometimes it's even a parent, and they're the ones who have to make that decision. So if they see now, Matt Williams, I agree, they dealt with it there, and maybe he got too much stick afterwards. But even if these parents and doctors and coaches, some of them, just even if one of them sees it and goes, well, you know what Matt Williams said, he kind of got off, we should trust the science. And I saw a guy wobble, and the science said he should stay on. Therefore, I should maybe he should stay on. That's why they kind of rounded on him. It's kind of important that I think Peter Robinson, who's online, the father of Ben Robinson, and of course the Progressive Rugby. They have this perfect phrase, and I've said it before on this pod: if in doubt, sit them out. And I think that it's as simple as that. That's what needs to be. And we want discussion. We want people to offer an opposite view. But I think in this particular frame, we need to focus on a consensus, and our basic starting point needs to be we see someone wobbling like that. Well, then he's taken no further part. It's just a game. He can come back another day, hopefully, and go through the protocol. So we'll see.
Yeah, 100%. But I think the issue in this case is that was missed in the conversation that was had.
Yeah,
like Williams said, he was surprised he came back on, and he's since said, he's clarified that and said he felt he shouldn't have come back on. So. We're jumping on the wrong thing. We as in the, I know it's social media and we just want to lash out. But I think everyone agrees player safety is paramount. I think these tests always have to evolve. Like in the NFL for years, and I think Brian O'Driscoll mentioned it in his book years ago. Maybe it was an unofficial book, I can't remember. But he was talking about the test that he had to do, the concussion test at the beginning and the end of the season.
He knew how to beat it.
In the NFL. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying Nick White did something wrong or whatever, but if you know how to pass a test and you want to play, of course you're going to pass the test to go and play, and that ticks the boxes for the physio to let him back on the pitch. So that's where a doctor, whether it's a team doctor, if the independent doctor lets him go, then the referee can make the call. But I think it comes down to a big problem where officials are petrified to make calls about anything. So it's not there's a lot of evolution that needs to happen in these tests. I would suggest it's a bit like they should update that test every 24 months, because knowledge in CTE and all that sort of stuff, it's brand new. So we need to move with the science, as Matt said. But it's a world rugby issue, not a pundit from TV's issue.